Look, hello as you come on in. Come on in. It is Tashana Peach to some of y'all. I'm going to go ahead and share this feed. I'm going to be real quick, guys. So, as you come on, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hello, hello, hello. As you come on, I just wanted to share some things with you all tonight. Gonna be real brief. Um, I'm trying to actually open up my Facebook right now. I haven't been live on my page in a minute. And so really just wanted to talk. Uh, Subject today is don't believe the hype, baby. Don't believe the hype. For you that's just on viewing, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Go ahead and say it back, child. 2020. For some of us, it tried to take us all the way out the game. So Happy New Year to you that are watching. I'm gonna get right into it. I was waiting for a few more people to come on in, but I'm gonna get right on in it, baby. So yeah, don't believe the hype. So earlier today, I don't know what it was. No, y'all. I was just in my feelings today, y'all. Like it's 2020, and I started to look at old pictures. I had stumbled on a photograph of my husband and me when I was in my 20s. I know I look like I'm still in my 20s. But when I was in my 20s, y'all. And so I started to look at one picture, and then I looked at another, and then another, and then I found a picture of and I'll probably post it a little later, but I put it on my story. Hi and Happy New Year as you guys come in. But I saw a picture of me and my husband with our two children at the time, Ava and Avery. Ava had to be about two, I think. Well, no, not two. She was a little bit over one, and Avery was probably right around 6 months or so. And we were holding him and we were smiling, and when I saw the picture, even when I think about it right now, I kind of want to cry because um, in my stories I said if these smiles could talk, okay, if these smiles could talk. Have you ever smiled through to get through, right? Sometimes we smile and sometimes we post beautiful images and pictures, and you can get away with a lot of things on social media, but really the aftermath, it's the story behind the smile. And so I was looking at that picture, and we definitely had a story behind the smile, right? We were smiling, but it was raining. And for somebody, 2020 has been a rainy season. Go ahead and put a whole one in the chat. If 2020 was a rainy season for you, so you have a lot of people that are, I'm prospering in a pandemic, and hey, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, don't believe the hype. 2020 has been a rainy season, right? But for some of you, it's about what you are doing and your perception of the rain, right? Your perception of the rain is everything. See, some people think that the rain brings a flood, but for other people, the rain brings an opportunity to flourish. And so I just wanted to come on here and encourage somebody to not believe the hype and understand that every smile carries a story. And so while you may be looking at the glory of somebody else's situation, understand that there was a story behind it. When I was looking at the photo, and like I said, I'm going to post it, me and my husband with our two children, Ava and Avery. It was just a little over a few months before that where I had lost my job. We went from a two-income household to a one-income household with two-income bills. Okay? Put a 5 in the chat if you feel me. If you ever been in a situation, right? So we were in that situation where, we were smiling, but there were times and there were days and there were weeks where living paycheck to paycheck was a luxury. We was living paycheck to Monday. Come on, somebody. Like, are you going to get through the weekend? That thing going to stretch, right? But God made a way. You understand what I'm saying? And he made a way, not just through our prayers, but everything that we had in prayer, we coupled with faith. And everything that we coupled with prayer and faith, we couple with work. And so a lot of you, I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of DMs, some texts here and there where it's like, hey, Pete, you doing your thing. Like, hey, I get a lot of moms like, girl, how you do it? You make it look so easier. You understand what I'm saying? And honestly, it will appear that we have gotten where we are. And guys, we are nowhere yet where we want to be. But I will in 2021 touch 7 figures. Do you hear me? Yeah. What will you do in 2021? Go ahead and drop that for those of you that are watching and those of you that will watch the replay. What will you do in 2021? But outside of that, people ask and they say, how are you did it and honestly, guys, it's the stuff that you don't see. It's the stuff that you don't see that yields the return for so many other people, so many people that appear to be winning. You know what I'm saying? And you see us winning, right? You can win too. But don't get it twisted. The story behind the smile is what got us here. People don't understand, but when you're getting ready to go into 2021, I want you to take the fact that you're going to have to carry a cost for the success that you are craving. You're going to have to carry the cost of the success that you're craving. And it's going to cost you some things. In 2014, when like I said, we barely had enough money to get us from check to check. We made a decision and the work was there. We made the decision there. We made the decision in the dark so that you can see the successes in the light. Again, we are nowhere where we want to be, but thank God we are not where we used to be, right? It has yet appeared unto man what I shall be, right? But I really want you guys, somebody that's watching this right now, I want to encourage you that it's your decision now that's going to create the next and the best version of you in 2021. And so if you are going to level up, if 2021 is going to be the new year, new you, then really, really, really do something new. And doing something new might not be trying something new or trying to do this diet. Doing something new may just be consistent. Keep your word to yourself, right? Trust somebody. Forgive. Operate in the law of reciprocity. Start giving. Be a great giver in order to be a great receiver, right? These are all the things that a lot of times people are looking at the finished product of others and they're desiring, somebody else's destiny, but you have the same access. It just doesn't look pretty. There is no real secret to success. Honestly, there is no secrets to wealth. It's just a cost. And there's a cost to success. And I would really, really, really beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to consider the cost going into 2021. What did 2020 cost you? Cost you some late nights? Cost you some early mornings? Cost you some new friends? Did it cost you reevaluating your circle and understanding, right? That every olive branch is not an olive branch. And don't believe the hype that success happens overnight. Success does not happen overnight. There's a story behind the smiles. There's a story. There's a work ethic there. I want to encourage every money mommy and every billion-dollar daddy that is watching me right now to start calculating the cost. What are you willing to pay to live the life that you deserve? What are you willing to pay to position and align yourself with the greatness that has always been inside of you, right? We're all created in the image of the Most High God. There is something great. It says we have hidden treasures in this earthly vessel. What are you going to do to pop the chest? What are you going to give up? What are you going to add, right? I really, really, really want to see you win big in 2021. I promise you I do. I really, really, really want to hear your story and your testimony. I love seeing all the wins on my live and on my timeline. Like, you are capable of so much, and you haven't even scratched the surface of your potential. You haven't even scratched the surface. And so I just wanted to come on here briefly and just encourage you as we go out of 2020 and as we bust 2021 wide open, as all of your dreams and your destiny and your purpose starts to really, really, really unfold. I just want to speak blessings over you. I just want to continue to just speak that abundant life is yours, right? And that there's so much glory in your story. Don't shy away from who you are, right? Don't downplay who you can become. I pray that in 2021, you start aligning yourself with the right people, the right solutions, the right vehicles to get you the results that you want, right? And that you be bold and courageous and that you don't shrink and that you live out loud and you live on purpose. God gave you something that only you can do. Before I go, I just really want to just remind somebody that is really fighting for their future, fighting for their destiny, right? That's really I'm in a bind, Nate. That what God gave you is yours. That the vision that he has for you hasn't changed. And that although people around you cannot see it, it is not their responsibility to see it. That's why God gave it to you. Whatever your vision is, protect it and guard it. Work at it. Work for it. And understand that you're worth seeing it come to fruition. Understand that just because 2020 comes and the clock strikes midnight does not just magically make this year a year of manifestation. Understand that you carry the ability to manifest anything you want through your words. God gave you that back in Genesis. So when you get the understanding and the knowledge, right? And I hope you catching this, that manifestation time is anytime. Then you'll walk into any and everything that God shows you. I encourage you to walk into 2021 with me, living the best life that you've ever lived. I encourage you to go out of 2020 praising God like never before, because he brought you something like never before. He brought you through something like never before, something we've never experienced. So if you're watching this live or the replay, put some sevens in the chat just to praise God for what he allowed you to make it through in 2020, for what he allowed you to have in 2020. Put some sevens for being grateful. Put some sevens for being thankful. Put some sevens just for being here, right? And don't believe the hype. It was not as bad as it seemed. Yes, we lost a lot of people. Yes, a lot of people are losing their lives, but please don't believe the hype. There is greater. There's so much more. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I shared a little bit of my story just because, like I said, I looked at a picture and we were smiling in one of the hardest times that we had ever had to go through. And if you looked at us, you wouldn't have been able to tell that we were struggling. And most times that's the case for most people. They smile when behind the smiles, there's a story that's crippling them and causing them to cry. But I just want to encourage you that in that moment and in that season is where God told me that I would be the money mom. In the brokest time in my life, he named me Money Mom. And he told me that I would empower moms and women and people all over the nation, that I was called to nations to help them live a prosperous life and uplift the kingdom, that millions would be impacted and that I would touch millions. Could you imagine a God that has the audacity to call you rich when you're looking at a bank account in negatives, to give you a name like that when you are feeling lower than? When you standing in line at food trucks, acting like you doing it for ministry, but you doing it to get the food and take them back to your family. That was my story. And back then, God was telling me, and he was saying, you're going to be the money mom, and you're going to impact women, and you're going to share your story, and they're going to be, and I'm looking and I'm praying, and I'm like, God, this don't make no sense. How do you tell me that I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to touch this and do that? And nobody don't even know my name. And why would you even give me that name? And we standing in the line at the food truck. And we trying to figure out where kids eat free. And I'm going to sleep off of water. How could you even say that? But I'm still tithing and I'm still giving and I'm still trusting you. But you're calling me. Let me just tell somebody that's watching this that God has named and ordained you for something great. And even though you can't even see it in yourself right now, he sees the end before the beginning. He knows the end and the beginning. And if you know him, all you have to do is trust him. I promise you, it won't always look like how it's looking now. It ain't always going to be this way. God has something greater. If you would have told me that you would fast forward 6 years later and I would have accomplished all the things, if you would have told me during 2020, the stuff that God has allowed us to do in 2020 and how he is taking us around the globe, I wouldn't have believed it. But I'm so grateful that I didn't have to believe it. I just had to believe God. So in 2021, take your belief of who God says you are. Even if you don't fully believe and you're not committed to who he's called you to be, believe the one that called you, because he's going to bring something out of you. And again, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the naysayers. Don't believe the struggle. Don't believe in the rain that comes. All of these things come to make you and make you stronger. They don't come to break you. And trust, if the vision can be broken, then it wasn't a vision from God anyway. The vision is for an appointed time. And all you have to do is wait it out. Somebody just need to just say, wait it out. You just need to wait it out. Whatever you're going through, whatever the rain is, it is to flourish you, not to flood you. So I need somebody that's ending this year to know that coming into 2021, you have just one thing you have to do, and that's just make a decision on who you will believe, what report you will believe, and then go for it, and then work for it. Don't believe the hype that all you need is faith and all you need to do is just pray and just trust God and God is going to magically do something. He is not a genie. He is not a genie. But he is not a liar. But he is not a liar. So if he said it, he's going to do it. You just got to believe him. And with your faith, like my dad always says, his favorite verse, faith without works is dead. With your faith and no works, whatever it is that you're going after will die. It will not come to fruition. You cannot have faith and fixed at the same time either. You cannot be totally dependent upon your skills, your man-made devices, your boss, your this, and then still try to operate in faith. You can't be super duper dependent on that fixed stimulus that's coming. You better be fixed on Jesus, on God. You better be fixed and fix your faith on God. And then do the work to see the results that's attached to the vision. God shows you the vision. He gives you the faith. And then he gives you the plan to work it. But if you don't work it, God is not a lie. You are. Because you are lying to yourself if you think you're going to believe something and not put no work behind it. So that is for real, y'all, my time. I got to go. I got to go. But I wanted to come on here and just encourage somebody. Everybody has a story. Behind every smile is a story. And whatever success that you're seeing is usually a result of them making the decision and deciding to walk in faith and do the work to see the victory in whatever vision they had back then and there. What you're seeing right now is you're still seeing the work. You still seeing the work. When I touch 7 figures, you'll still be seeing the work. It will not yet appear to you what I shall be, okay? When I touch them 8 figures, I'm still going to be doing the work. When I'm touching 9 figures, I'm still going to be doing the work. Because that's what my work is. My work is to make sure I do enough that I can help people, mothers, families all over the globe. Starting with my own. Starting with my own. What is your work? What is your vision? What is your plan? Write it, make it plain, go after it. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Let's go out 2020 with a bang. Let's bust this thing wide open in 2021. If you and I are supposed to be working together, child, I ain't waiting on you. I ain't waiting on you. You better come on. You better do what you got to do. God is like, listen, it's a blessing with your name on it. You better catch up. You better get with it and get with it now. So God bless you all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening and Happy New Year.